Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Canadian Edition here. We're looking at the Hind today. This will be a Hind review. Not only the Hind, but also just kind of helicopters in general I'll be talking about in this video. So this is a very versatile helicopter. Comes with a decent armor profile, as you can see. In real life, the terrorist scum had a hard time shooting this thing down in Afghanistan. These things were very durable helicopters, and they represent that in the game as well. You can see the 55mm bulletproof glass and the steel armor all around the areas of the helicopter. This helicopter is quite miraculous. It's a one-of-a-kind vehicle. It can carry either a shit ton of ammo or a squad of troops. I think like 8 to 12 troops can fit in the back of this thing, so it's like not only an assault helicopter with a very capable armament, but it can carry troops as well. So it's kind of like a cargo and assault all in one. This is one of the most iconic helicopters of the Soviet Air Force. Definitely during the post-Vietnam period, and probably of all time. My father served in the reserve forces around the time that these were in Afghanistan, and he never fought against anything like this, but just to give you a reference, he had an example. He never served or did anything. That's not the point of this reference. The point is they had a saying for one of these in the army, and it was, if you saw one, just keep your head down and pray, because there's nothing you could do. So yeah, this thing's very versatile. It comes with an offensive turret with a 12.7mm machine gun that can be zoomed in, stabilized, scoped. There's all sorts of options here. You can see these S5K missiles with 155mm of penetration, or 150mm, sorry. You can equip up to 128 of those. My favorite loadout is the 4 guided missiles and 128 of the S5K rockets. But yeah, as you can see, you can use bombs, 2 different types of rockets, anti-tank guided missiles, extra cannons, whatever you want. This thing is so versatile. It's probably got one of the most varying armament choices in the game. Like look at all the combinations here. This is a twin engined helicopter. It's very fast, so it does get up to speed pretty good. It's not the most maneuverable helicopter due to its size and weight, but it can certainly handle itself. So in terms of the way they modeled this helicopter and this helicopter on its own, I love the Hind. It's beautiful. I remember this the first time I ever saw this in Hollywood was in those Rambo movies. I think it was Rambo 3 or Rambo 2 or something, when he's in Afghanistan and he's fighting the Russians. That's awesome, that movie. And you see this helicopter. Anyway, I got the Hind together with the T-55AM for 93 Canadian dollars in the store. I play on PlayStation 4, and I'm located in Canada, as you probably figured out. So do I recommend this thing? It's very hard to say. Helicopters in War Thunder right now are struggling. They are easily picked off by any tank with a machine gun on the top. You can see the little rockets there that shoot out, and the anti-tank guided missiles. That's my preferred loadout there. 4 Falanga PV missiles and 128 of those S5K rockets. This thing is, by all means, a beast. The problem isn't this helicopter. The problem is helicopters in general in War Thunder. They get absolutely destroyed by enemy planes, enemy tanks with machine guns on the top, and SPAA, and certainly radar-guided SPAA. There's just so many things that can shoot helicopters down. It's very hard to find a position or time in the game where you can make a difference. And I'm talking about realistic ground battles here, which is the majority of what I play. So if you throw this helicopter into your realistic ground battle lineup, I think it's going to be very hard for an average pilot to make a difference. I mean, if you've got to dodge enemy SPAA, enemy tanks, which are pretty much SPAA with all the machine guns on top, and other helicopters and planes as well, it's very difficult. So, unfortunately, I can't recommend buying into helicopters right now because I think they need a lot of work. Don't get me wrong, they're really, really fun to play. And if you're like a helicopter nut or a really passionate person of the Hind, then go ahead and pick up one. Pick up the bundle. Just save a bit of money. But honestly, I can't really recommend it because helicopters in general are so weak. For example, this is at 9.7, and I can't show you any in-game footage, unfortunately, because the only in-game footage I have is me being shot down all the time. And I find it very frustrating. There is a helicopter-only mode as well, but I find that frustrating as well. So, if you're like a helicopter head and you've had experience playing other helicopter sim games, and you really love helicopters, then by all means, go ahead, get it. You're probably going to be one of the best pilots in the sky, and good luck to you. But it's going to be super hard for you because helicopters in general, I think, are at a disadvantage. And I haven't been able to make it work for me yet. When I roll out my lineup, I don't even include this in my lineup right now until they make some changes. As far as the helicopter-only game mode, it's just you and your team of helicopters versus the enemy team of helicopters. I haven't found it very enjoyable, to be honest. I don't know if it's me. I haven't played other helicopter sim games, so I don't have anything to compare it to, but I'm just not enjoying playing helicopters. I prefer to be in a tank at all times, and I even prefer to be in a plane. Flying down with my Typhoon, dropping 1,000-pound bombs, even at 9.7, would be more effective than me flying a helicopter, and it's a shame. I've tried different styles. I've tried just flying overhead, shooting rockets like a madman. I've tried sitting back, hovering, zooming in, stabilizing, firing ATGMs, and I just haven't had any luck. So, for those reasons, I can't recommend picking up a helicopter, like one of the premium packs. I can't recommend that, and I can't recommend the Hind to anyone who's not a hardcore propeller head. Like, if you have tons of experience flying helicopters in other games, and you know that helicopters are for you, then by all means, pick up the Hind. It's not the Hind's fault. It's a beautiful piece of machinery. It's just the game right now, I don't feel is ready for helicopters. That being said, I really want to recommend this thing, but this is what happens to me every time I play in it. Thanks for watching.